Seattle shipping port is empty. So is LA. It looks like that's the 3 main shipping ports on the West Coast. They are no longer getting international shipments. The last one is scheduled for tomorrow. This is going to have huge implications for our economy really quickly and also long term. We are probably going to face one of the biggest economic recessions we've seen in probably over a century. This is going to be really bad, especially with all of the migrant labor that we rely on now being gone. If farms can't harvest, if people can't ship things in and out, if truck drivers can't pick up deliveries, our entire system crashes. We are going to see food shortages, empty shelves, job losses, and even higher inflation with all these tariffs. It's going to be pretty crazy. In like 3 to 6 months, we're really going to start feeling this really hard as the harvest isn't being harvested, as retail stores aren't having any inventory and go out of business. This is going to affect mostly middle class, lower class Americans. Rents are going to go up even more. Mortgages are going to go up. It's going to get harder to get loans. And we are going to see huge layoffs. It's time to start channeling your grandma who survived the Great Depression. Start your garden. Start learning canning. Buy a bidet. Switch from paper to cloth products. Shop locally. This is probably going to be a lot worse than what we saw during COVID. And the fucked up thing is the people at the top with all the money aren't going to be hurt by this. It's going to be us. And while everything is skyrocketing in price and while everything is crumbling apart, they're going to snatch up all these stocks as they plummet so they can buy super low and get even more money in the future. They are manufacturing an economic crisis that will hurt middle class and lower class Americans the hardest while they boost their fortunes. There is so much manufacturing of an economic crisis. This is all avoidable. But yet, here we are.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another video. This is a video I did yesterday, but then something happened with YouTube and they were making some kind of issues, so I had to redo it. So here we are. Again, thanks for coming. It's Ndagire here. Thanks for clicking on this video. So in today's video, this is something that a lot of people, especially them, never thought it's gonna be ever in their space or in their faces, because they always thought everything has to be in their own way. So in case some of you thought that things were gonna get better or they are kind of shifting to a better place, it seems like it's not, and a lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are stressed right now, and I feel like it's going to go back in the times of COVID where people were not able to access things. Like there were a few things, and I would see a lot of people like go in stores and like restock like water, toilet papers, these essential things, which was like crazy because that's the time you would see people really be selfish, like literally being selfish, not caring about anybody else. But then in this situation where like there's no cargoes coming in, like the ports are empty, like there's no ships coming in to bring in like things into America. And this is a country that is always portraying themselves as, they have everything figured out. I mean, with everything that is being exposed, it's like, where is the strength now? And even their leader, oh my God, their leader, Trump, is something else. People are more concerned about food. People are concerned about education, health, and things that matter. This man is talking about doors.
Somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But we're not talking about something that we have to go out of our way. They have ships that are loaded up with stuff, much of which, not all of it, but much of which we don't need.
Can you imagine? Honestly, everybody else right now is laughing at America. And their propaganda that they are pushing or they've been pushing is literally sinking. Nobody's buying it anymore. Because you can't make this up. Like, people are literally coming on the internet and they're saying it's freaking hard now to live life because of this person. Especially when it comes to these people, I'm like, majority of them voted for him. I don't know why. They keep on coming and they're stressed and they're worried. They are not understanding what is going on. But it's what they wanted. But yeah, guys, listen to what is going on. Let me know your thoughts on it.
The U.S. ports are empty, and that's obviously because of the tariffs. And so I'm just counting down the days till people start going crazy in the grocery stores. Like, if the grocery stores are going to have less and less product because now everyone is aware that the ports are empty, meaning no product is coming in, so the shelves are going to start to, not be replenished. yeah, people are going to start going in there and going crazy. Now, whether they buy the items in bulk and, like do that whole thing, or they just grab the items and run the fuck out of the store, I don't know. But I'm not really blaming anyone regardless, because this is what the fuck happens. Like, the tariffs have literally caused the ports to be empty. If the ports are empty, let's just context clues, that must mean that there's not going to be anything to put on the shelves, because there's nothing at the ports to collect, to take to the stores in order to stock the shelves with. There's nothing there. The US ports are empty. Here the fuck we are. I don't know if I'm gonna have to start growing shit and learning how to farm and shit. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just seeing the pattern right now, and it's not looking cute. Nothing in the US ports, bitch. I think the people are about to go crazy in these stores. I really do.
I'm not really one to be alarmist, but I just saw our local port. Some of you know that I drive for Uber, and I had to drive past our port that's local to me. And usually it's filled, shipping container on top of shipping container, maybe 5 piled high, 5, somewhere around 5. I don't really know. Could be less, but a lot. And it's covered from one end of the yard to the other. And when I drove by it, there were 3 shipping containers, where usually there's at least 300 more. I've seen all the maps and all the people showing the live data of like, hey, this is I can't remember which port it was, but it's like the most active port. Put it in the comments if you don't mind. And then there's like no one coming in. And then in China, it's just all of the activity is shifted to China. I've heard it predicted that we will have empty shelves by April 30th. No one wants to deal with us. Even rolling back the tariffs, the dollar is sinking in value. This is not something that we can just come right back from. I don't think y'all understand. We've been competing with China for years, and they caught up quickly. And now they're passing us. We could have stood a chance. Biden was trying to build chips here, trying to, invest in the infrastructure that we needed. And Trump just destroyed all of it. And then on top of that, put on worldwide tariffs based on stupidity and a lack of understanding of basic economics. And then he's got sycophants that will just say, oh yeah, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to bring all the jobs. It's going to bring all the jobs. And then he turns around on the tariffs and they're like, oh no, he was just art of the deal, art of the deal, art of the deal. This is going to have long lasting impacts on Americans. And those of us that are less fortunate, we are going to bear the brunt of it. If you can, I doubt anyone's made it this far, but if you can, go and stock up on noodles, beans, rice, just the essentials, just in case. They'll last forever, and it's not like it's going to be bad to just have them in your cupboard, We don't want to be wasteful. We don't want to panic, but we want to be prepared, right? So
America is about to learn how good we actually used to have it. The ports are empty. Food isn't coming in. Goods are not coming in. Everyone who works in the shipping industry is saying we are about to face a crisis much bigger than the empty shelves during COVID. We have felt entitled in this country to freedom, to democracy, to human rights, to unlimited food and crap to buy. We got lazy and we did nothing to maintain those freedoms and those rights. We assumed that other people would do it. We stopped valuing our own education. We stopped reading. We stopped being kind to other people. We got completely hell-bent on having more stuff, on having more money, on having more whatever, having more fucking Botox in our faces. It's a false ladder that we were taught to climb. And I don't know if this current iteration of Americans has it in them to survive the Great Depression Part 2, but I don't know if we're going to have a choice, babe.
So not a single international cargo ship at the port of Seattle. The port is effectively dead. The last ship from China will dock at a West Coast port on the 29th. And there's only 3 ports. There's like one in Northern California, one in LA, and then Seattle. So one of those 3 ports is getting one last ship
From China.
After that, there's the last Chinese ship will dock on the East Coast around May 10th. After that, there will be no more shipments arriving from China. We're about to hit a level of scarcity at retailers nationwide that will make COVID seem like child's play. Don't believe me? Just take a ride on the ferry to Seattle and look south. The port is a ghost town, which it's normally a hustly bustly, super busy, tons of cargo containers. And during COVID, I do remember it was pretty empty because nobody wanted anything from China because, again, China was made out to be the bad guy because of COVID.
So what happens now? We are an enemy to China and we are no longer friends with Canada. I live at the port of LA and it's true. Everything's empty. The ships are not coming in. If anything, the ships that are out there right now, they've all stopped. Do you know how much dock workers make? They aren't getting jobs anymore. They are losing their jobs. These are the best jobs. These were the most secure jobs you could have in this area, and they are dying. And when the goods aren't coming in and the dock workers aren't working, then all the businesses around us and beyond are going to be affected. It's very upsetting when you do everything right, everything you're supposed to do, and yet we're still suffering. And it's not our faults. It's not our faults. It's the people up top. It's the government. It's the billionaires. It's the rich. You get what you vote for. And now what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot more angrier citizens. We are so used to getting what we want and getting it fast. So when you go to the store, do not yell at these workers. Do not scream. Do not complain. Go to your congressman.
Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Houston, New Orleans, Miami, Virginia, New York, Boston, the Great Lakes, Shanghai, Vietnam. I'm seeing a lot of posts like this about how there are no ships in our ports, and it certainly kind of looks like that from these real-time maritime maps. I'm no expert in this and I don't have any history in it, but it sure would be great if somebody who did could chime in and let us know if this is normal or if this is something we should be concerned about.
This is the Seattle port today. This is where all of our imports come in. My whole life, I've always seen Maersk, Maersk, or Hoyland side shipping containers. This has always been full of shipping containers. Not today. And before any Republicans come in here, this has only ever happened one other time. And basically, this is a text message between me and my mother where I showed my mom this because the only other time I've seen this was in 2020 when this asshole was president and that thing happened last time. However, my mom was like, oh, it was like that in 2008 to 2009. My mom was 30 in 2008. I was 15. So I really don't remember that time super well. But she does. And my mom has now officially made it very clear to me we are in 2008 level recession because the fact that this looks like this never happens. I can't remember a single time outside of 2020 when it looked like this, but this is my mother, my mom, who is now 47 years old, saying that, no, this was also exactly what happened in 2008. You can see it from this angle. There's no ships coming in, there's no ships leaving, and there is literally no cargo oh my goodness, shipping containers. There's just none. Like, it's wild, you guys. And, like, I don't think you guys also understand. I went to the store today, and at QFC, there are empty shelves. If you go to Walgreens, there are empty shelves. It's already starting again, just like last time. And just like last time, Republicans are saying it's not real. They're gonna say it's not real the whole time. And, it's insane. This is insane. It's absolutely insane. And I'm kind of scared because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't even really have windowsills to grow food on. Like, this is insane.
In downtown Seattle, and my view is of the waterfront, and this is the last cargo ship coming in for a long time. Ugh.
Alright, so I got an aerial vantage point on the freeway as high as I'm gonna get. So I did find some shipping containers, alright, all the way past 46 in an area where I'm not gonna be able to access by foot. There is one rack of shipping containers. One. This whole field is usually full of shipping containers. This port is usually bustling, and it is usually full of cars and a shit ton of shipping containers. Like, I've never seen it empty. This is basically the entire area I showed you, and as you can see in the water, there are no ships in the harbor. There are none. So, I mean, really don't know what to say for you guys here, because I've never seen it this barren. I've never seen it not stacked full. I've gone every angle I can by foot. So yeah, I mean, obviously OC on this response was not calling me a liar. So I'm not directly referring to you. Don't worry about it. You're cool. I'm just saying I've never seen it this empty in my entire life. Never in my entire life. And like I said, I walked here now. I walked down here, and those are the imported cars that I showed earlier. Otherwise, it is empty. So, we all need to start thinking about what we're gonna be doing, guys.
As you've heard in the video, that is what people had to say. And I must say, like in the previous video, as always, this is an awakening time to a lot of them people to understand it's always been propaganda boosting their egos, making them feel like, you know, without them nothing can function. So the fact that, you know, they have to now be crying because other countries are standing on their ground, let's say China, because they get most of the things from that place. I mean, kind of like today, the whole world gets everything from China, which we would say like China is now like the first world country, if we are to make sense, because they can literally survive without anybody else. Okay, not without Africa, because, you know, even the raw materials they get from us, so that's where we draw a line. But we could say they have really pushed themselves to a place where, you know, America looks like a kid right now to them, and they can't be bullied, guys. English, they cannot be like, you know, pressured into making deals with the US when the US literally makes nothing. And I've also seen a lot of videos where, you know, them people are coming out and they're like, we need to put, you know, production into America and all that. But you guys have never made anything happen. It's always been other groups of people working for you. It's always been other groups of people working for you. That's why with this situation of Trump kicking out immigrants, your farms are dying, your crops are dying, your businesses are falling because you can't do anything. Your health is being touched because of the person that you put in power. He does not understand that people literally need health. He's messing with education because they prefer you to be dumb than anything, if not even more, if that makes sense. Because if he's really fighting even with education, how are you sure that you guys are even able to build anything and stand? How? Him cutting out immigrants, you guys have been on the internet crying about every freaking thing. Like, it's really insane that you guys are crying on this freaking internet over a person that you went and voted for, thinking is going to do only for you guys and that you are never going to be affected in any way. But everything that this man is, you know, ruling out and passing, is affecting you all, if not more. You're losing jobs, you're being laid off, you're being cancelled, your businesses are falling, your big corporations are also falling. We've seen it with Walmart, we've seen it with Amazon, we are seeing it with Target. We've been seeing it with a lot of corporations. You saw what happened to Tesla as well. You know, it's been crazy hectic for you guys. Like, you are the ones facing it rough because you've always been on a silver plate, thinking like, you know, without you as a nation of America, US as you call it, other nations cannot, you know, function. And it's the other way around. And also the allies that have been, you know, with the US, let's say Canada, are also like, wait a minute, this man is insulting us to the point where we don't even need to associate with America anymore. And that's why I've seen videos that, let's say in Canada, where in supermarkets they are putting made in Canada, made in US, and people are not buying things made in the US. How are you guys going to survive, literally? If people are now even waking up to the reality, like even the things you make are not that special, how are you going to survive? Make it make sense. Whose fault is it? They've always sat on their, you know, I don't want to curse, and, you know, called other nations worthless or nothing. But they are the ones that literally have nothing, just a paper for them to print out and boost. That's all they have to offer to the world. Insane. That is it for me in the video. Let me know what you think about this. I mean, is US really going back to COVID? Is this situation going to be worse than COVID? Are people going to be more violent when it comes to accessing things than, you know, how it was in COVID? Let me know your thoughts on it. It's gonna be whatever that is gonna erupt from that place. Let's just count on it. It's gonna be crazy. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm always posting. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.